Hello Cancer, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Guess what just jumped out of the deck? The Chariot card, your patron card. This card rules the sign of Cancer, so we're going to start our reading with that card today, okay? I think it's going to be a pretty special reading. This is for the week of February 12 through 18. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with these cards and use your own intuition to, take you beyond just what I'm telling you. And always remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay. Now we're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Antique Anatomy Tarot deck. It's been pre-shuffled, but I like to just take one randomly out of there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. So stick around until the end, and hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for. Now, bear with me. I do have a head cold this week, and I'm struggling through these readings, but we're going to make it, right? We're going to do it together. So we've got this Chariot card here. And this is really an amazing card. This card, represents you. It rules the sign of Cancer. And I think that this is telling me right off the bat that you're a very hardworking person. Okay. I think that you have probably been working in some form or fashion since you were a teenager, You're the type of person that probably had a lawn mowing business when you were little, right? That's just an example, but he kind of looks like he's on a lawnmower, a little bit. You're very entrepreneurial. I think I said that right. You've got a strong business sense. I think that you kind of you have an idea of how life should go, of how you build success, how you kind of the traditional route of just working hard, saving your money, getting in with a good company, and working your way up, right? I almost would wonder if you've been with the same company for a really, really long time, right? Because the Chariot, in this context, doesn't really like change, okay? So it could be that you're a person not really interested in change, you want to get into the good company and you want to stay there for a long time, okay? So you're not one of these people that just kind of changes jobs every couple of years or something. And interestingly, I'm going to share a little personal information. I'm a Cancer as well, right? And when I was younger, I had many, many different jobs, right? I'd have a job for a few months or a year and then I'd quit. I never got fired, but I would quit. I'd do something else. I got bored. But as I grew older, I got in with one company and I've been there for now 15 years, okay? So I never thought I was that type of person that would get in somewhere, go the traditional route, work your way up, and just stay at one place for a long time and have that kind of commitment and devotion. But God damn it, I became that anyway, And I realize that it's kind of part of a Cancer nature. Now, I know we have all sorts of other energies in our astrological makeup, okay? You're not just a Cancer. We have all 12 signs in our chart. We have all of our planets in different configurations, the houses. Astrology is a very complex art and science, okay? So to say that, we're Cancer is, yeah, we are, but we're a whole lot more too, okay? But it's interesting that I think a lot of Cancers come back around to that. They like to find something that they can call home, And I feel like the company I work for now, I feel like that's home. You know what I mean? And I think that you're kind of the same way. I think that you have worked very hard and you take ownership of any kind of success or failure, or not failure, but slower success than you would have liked sometimes, But I think that you're a very devoted and committed person, okay? I also wonder if maybe you have some digestive issues. I'm just throwing that out there. It seems that there might be an indication here that there's a little bit of, I'm getting some trouble in the midsection, either some acid reflux or some kind of digestive issue going on with you right now. okay? But I feel like there's some reason why you're kind of staying home. And we did our monthly Cancer reading, and I think we were talking about an illness in that reading as well. So it could be that a lot of us now are starting to get some of the rumblings in our midsection from some kind of illness or something. But I also feel not only, this isn't going to be a medical reading. I'm not qualified to give any kind of medical advice. We could talk about wellness and wholesomeness, and, we can talk about health and well-being, but nothing medical, okay? I'm just getting the feeling that there's something going on with your digestion right now, okay? And I wonder if that might be from a little bit of anxiety, honestly. We've got the Four of Pentacles here, so I think right now, at this time in your life, you're staying home. I think literally. I think you don't want to go anywhere. I think that you're kind of isolating from yourself, and yeah, maybe just because you feel under the weather, as I do. But it could be for other reasons, okay? And we're going to get to kind of some other things going on that might have a role in this. But it could be that we have this illness and we're kind of using it as an excuse to stay home. Right? I think there's some people that you don't really want to talk to, or you don't want to see, or you don't want to have to visit, or you don't want to go to some function. So you're staying in your castle, you're staying in your room, in your house, in your four walls, kind of your own domain. Okay? And I think that's really kind of a telling thing for Cancer. It's really, it hits home for me, and I think it's a really common thing for us Cancers, where we do, like we said with the Chariot card, we like to find a place that we call home. And once we find that place, well, damn it, we don't want to leave again. We like it here. But I think that can be pushed a little too far. I think we can get too comfortable in our four walls, in our castle. Could be the biggest castle you've ever seen, all the amenities, all of the gadgets, the biggest kitchen, entertainment room. It could have everything you want, heated floors. But there's still, it could be too isolating, right? And yes, while you're sick, if you have any kind of an illness or something, it's probably wise to stay home. But I wonder again if we're using this as an excuse to avoid something or someone, okay? With the Two of Swords up here at the top of the path of the dove on the vertical axis, yeah, you don't like confrontation. It could be that you recently had to kind of diffuse or disarm some kind of argument or confrontation. It could be that there is like someone that wants to have an argument with you and you're trying to just shut it down. You don't want to participate. You don't want to engage. Okay. So with the Two of Swords here, I feel like this is kind of the, the bars on the door, kind of keeping everybody out. Because you don't want to engage in whatever kind of dilemma, whatever something is going on outside of yourself or outside of these walls. We're trying to avoid that, okay? And I think you're someone that you don't avoid trouble, you don't avoid conflict or problems or obstacles, because you're that Chariot, right? So you take obstacles as just a natural course of a life. It's par for the course. It's just something that happens. Everybody has obstacles, and the measure of a person is how well they can take down these obstacles, right? But right now there's something going on that you don't want to face or confront or engage with someone or something. Okay. Who is that person? Fire sign person, older feminine energy, perhaps. Could be an older relative. It's not gender specific. Could be an older aunt, uncle. Could be mom or dad. Could be an older sibling. Could be an older friend. I'm getting an older kind of energy, like an energy that feels like they kind of know you better than you know yourself, or that they know what is better for you. But I have this feeling, and it's kind of the image. See this card, like the figure's just kind of looking down at us with these kind of judgy eyes, right? So I think it's somebody that is a little dominating in your life, or they try to maybe micromanage, or they have this, they're way up here and they're just looking down on you, watching what you do and trying to tell you how to do it better, okay? And I think that's what you're trying to avoid. I think that's the Two of Swords. Now, this may not be a fire sign person. I don't personally know everybody's astrological sign in my life, So they may be a fire sign, but I think they have this kind of dominating, micromanaging, almost a condescending kind of attitude about them, which is where this fiery energy comes from, okay? If they're not exactly a fire sign. So something happened with this person in the recent past, and you have kind of gone into your shell a little bit. You've gone into your castle and you've kind of barred the doors, and you just said, oh, I'm sick, I'm going to just stay home, take care of myself, which is a good idea, you know. But how long are you going to remain isolated, you know? Eventually, I think this issue is going to have to be dealt with. I don't know that we can just kind of forget about it and hope it goes away, you know. Down beneath the surface is this Six of Pentacles. You're someone that really does cooperate well. Like, you really do play well with others, you know. I think you get along. And maybe getting along so well, or fitting in, or playing well with others, you know, that takes a lot out of you, you know. I think that really does. This is like the kind of social gatherings, meetings, company events, family functions, family gatherings, like the family meeting is kind of what I'm feeling, right? And I think you do very well at those. You tend to enjoy them more often than not, but they take their toll. They can be a little too much, and they can kind of drain your energy out. And especially if they're involving this, what we're calling the fire sign person, if that person's in there too, well, that's just exhausting, okay? And so I understand. Maybe it was so exhausting that you kind of got sick. You got a little bit of a flu or a cold going on, as I do. Maybe this is a personal reading for myself. You know, it's starting to resonate with me a little bit, though I can't think about who that fire sign person is. Maybe after the reading I can think about it more and watch the reading. But I feel like there's been a lot of like social, like outdoor kind of activities for you. Maybe not outdoors, but outside of your castle, right? Outside of yourself. And it's taken its toll. It's kind of, you know, it's been an exhausting few months, maybe. So you're kind of withdrawing. You're back in your castle now. You're enjoying your home. You like to be home. You like to be where you're comfortable. And yeah, maybe this is work too. You know, we talked a lot about how you have this work ethic, you know. It could be that you are burying yourself in your work because that's your home. That's where you feel comfortable, you know, at the job or also in your castle. But you know what I mean. You get the point there. What we see in the immediate future, however, is this Nine of Cups. This is really a tremendous card. This is happiness. This is fulfillment and success and just really pleasurable, good, warm feelings on every level, right? So what is this that's happening in the immediate future? I think it's kind of an act of kindness, to be honest with you. I think that this is either something that's going on your part, something that you're going to be going out and doing, but it feels like you're going to be very pleasantly surprised by how kind someone is to you, or some gesture that comes in once you decide, okay, I've isolated enough, I'm going to go ahead and go out and do these things again. And maybe it's that fire sign person. Maybe you're going to be pleasantly surprised by some kind of act of kindness here from them, okay? It feels almost like a celebration, but this could be something related to food, to be honest with you. And it could very well be that once this little stomach bug thing is over that you're going to go out and have the best meal of your life, okay? It could literally be that, you know. I hope it is for me anyway. But I think it's going to involve this fire sign person, and I think maybe you're going to see a gesture on their part. It could be taking you out to dinner or something like that, right? I'm getting kind of a food vibe here. Could be this, you know, could be a 9-course meal, which I would love. It's going to be a gesture. It's going to be an act of kindness coming in, right? And so it could be that once you kind of decide to, you know, get back in the chariot and go out and do some of these things again, you're going to be on the receiving end of this really, really terrific gesture from someone, probably that fire sign person or whoever has that fiery energy. Okay. So that seems to me like it's a pretty good thing. And I think when you're ready to kind of come out of your castle, come out of your fortress, you can have that to look forward to. You know, maybe once this illness passes, if there is some kind of digestive upset, once all of this kind of runs its course and you start feeling better, you can venture outside the walls, right? Go outside the wire and get back in the mix. Because with the Six of Pentacles, I think you do like the social stuff. You know, you do enjoy it, but I think too much of it really runs you down. I think it really takes a lot of energy for you to maintain that kind of social activity. You know, let's go to the path of the Serpent now. I'm always tempted to move these cards over, but I realize I don't have to. Your general energy, we have this Earth energy, this Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this is your energy now, where you are doing the self-care at home. You're kind of staying where you are, staying in your castle, in your chariot, in your home, wherever you feel is home. And you're trying to strengthen yourself. You're trying to get your strength back. You're trying to, rebuild yourself, your immune system, right? If anything. I think that you are anticipating the future. You're looking forward to the future for like getting back out there and doing stuff. You know, it could be that this is just because it's winter, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, and the weather is, it's cold in a lot of places, and you're just you're waiting now for the sunshine. You're waiting for the warmer weather to kind of get back out and do stuff. And yeah, you might be sick now. You might have this digestive trouble. There's trouble with this fire sign person. So you just want to kind of hibernate for a few more months. And, but you're anticipating, you're kind of looking forward, almost a little bit impatient, right? Waiting for the seasons to change. Waiting for either literally for spring to come, or just waiting for the climate around you in your social circle, in your family circle, waiting for the kind of the vibe to change. Because this is waiting. This Knight of Pentacles is waiting for something to change. Not going anywhere yet, just hanging out, observing, waiting for the right moment. Okay, and I feel like this is kind of your energy, kind of your vibe right now. In your environment, we see this Three of Swords. I think the longer you isolate, the deeper you're going to get into some kind of melancholy, some kind of reminiscence or nostalgia that is just going to stir up some negative emotions in you. It's like a sensory deprivation kind of thing, where now you have to deal with all of these subconscious or unconscious contents that are just coming to the surface, and they're just not a pleasant experience usually. I'm actually going to be doing my very first sensory deprivation tank once spring does come, so that's kind of interesting. I just thought of that. So it could be kind of the same thing for you. It could be that you're using this period of time to kind of recapitulate your experiences, process your emotions, process your memories, the things that have happened to you, how you think and feel about things that have happened in the recent past. Maybe everything with the path of the dove, with this fire sign person, but beyond that. This is a period of consolidation for you, a period of strengthening. We said with the Knight of Discs here, and even with this Four of Discs, this is a time of building up your personal strength again. If you've been kind of going hard with the social stuff or the outdoor stuff or just the more extroverted things, you need to take this time to build your strength back up. Build up your immune system, yeah, but build up your microbiome too, your gut flora. You know what I mean? Like, just build up your physical strength and health and well-being, and your emotional and intellectual strength, and just revitalize, right? Use this period to really consolidate your forces and build up your strength and restore yourself again. Okay? And a big part of that, I think, for you and for Cancers in general, I think is to reassess our emotions, to revisit our feelings and events and circumstances from the past so that we can understand how we felt about things. Because I think With this Three of Swords, I think in the moment that things happen, you don't always understand how you feel about it. You know? I think things happen so quickly, or in the moment we're so concerned with the moment, that we don't factor in our emotions until later. It could be much later that you think, oh wow, I really felt terrible, disrespected, hurt, offended, or happy, joyous, and pleasantly surprised, you know, by these circumstances. So I think Cancers are very emotional, but we're so ready to adapt to the circumstances that we don't consider our emotions until after the fact. And that's part of our adaptation, you know? So I think that's kind of what's going on here. And this is a period of time now for you to consolidate all of this and really understand how you felt about a lot of things recently. You know, like checking in with your emotions. And the next card that we see is this Sun, the 19th mystery of the tarot, the Sun card. This is a complete restoration of your health and well-being and your vitality. So thank God for this one. I'm happy that we have this to look forward to. I'm getting a little bit annoyed at being sick. This head cold is killing me. But with this Sun card, it's actually not killing me. So I'm happy that we're going to get this restoration of health and well-being and vitality. Okay, and I think this is spring coming again, and looking forward to that. I think this is also, you know, your anticipation of the activity again, the more extroversion, the engaging in a lot of activities that you typically enjoy, you know, participating in, you know. And I think this is a necessary cycle for you. I think this is a very important time of this isolation, though we don't want to let it get out of hand. I think that this is a necessary period of isolation, but that going forward, you're very excited for what is to come, right? I think you are very much you're very much like an optimist, you know? You're a very, very cheerful person generally, you know? And I think meeting you with with the energy that we have here, someone meeting you for the first time would never guess that you're like an introvert or a Cancer, or, you know, that you were even this kind of this deep or this sensitive, you know what I mean? Because I think people see you as just this vibrant, outgoing, shining star of a person. Little do they know that there's a lot going on beneath the surface, that it takes a lot to fuel this kind of nuclear engine in this star here, in this Sun, which is a star. Obviously, you knew that. Cancers are very intelligent. So I'm happy that we have this in terms of our kind of, you know, the next stage, the next kind of phase, what's moving into the future for us. But this card is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns, okay? So I think that sometimes we're not always so confident that the sun will rise again, you know? I think we're not always very sure that there will be better days, you know? We're not, it's almost like we don't know when we're in this period, we're in this kind of, you know, this dark night, this isolation, this consolidation period, this quiet period, whatever you want to call it. We're never really 100% sure that the sun's going to rise in the morning, you know? And I think that's important for Cancers, because most people, I think, would say, yeah, well, obviously, you know, tomorrow's another day. The sun's going to rise in the morning. But as Cancer, we're not so sure. What if it doesn't? You know? And I think that's part of this darkness that we can descend into as Cancers. I think that we can get really into our head and into our emotions, and that's when this consolidation, this dark period, this quiet period, this isolated period has stayed for too long, right? When we start kind of doubting whether the sun's going to rise in the morning, that's when we know we've kind of stayed here too long, and we've got to make a change. Now, what's coming next on the path of the Serpent is this Two of Cups. This is really, really a great, lovely kind of time. I don't know if you're in a relationship or if you're looking for a relationship. Excuse me, this congestion. I think that you are really going to be experiencing a lot of love and affection. You know, when this sun does rise in the morning, I think it's going to bring with it a lot of love and kindness and affection and joy and pleasure and satisfaction. Okay, either with a new relationship if you're not in one, or a kind of a renewal of that in your current relationship. Now, I don't know, maybe this fire sign person has something to do with that, because I know that there is this gesture, maybe this taking you out to dinner or something for that 9-course meal. But something is going on, and you're really going to experience a lot of love and joy and union with people or with a particular person. So this is a really great card to end on. I think through all of this stuff that we've got going on, it's nice to know that at the end of it, there's going to be just a lot of love and beauty and harmony, right? A lot of affection, a lot of kindness, both coming in our way and from us to other people, right? And I think this is a really good. And I think it takes Cancer, and by the way, this card does rule Venus in Cancer, okay? So I would check your love life situation right now and see what's going on there, because it feels to me like there's some romance there somewhere. It could be a new romance. It could be a renewal of this love and affection in your current romance, okay? Mystery card now. Oh, this is an Empress card, and I think we're in trouble. Let's see what it is. This is the Justice card. Okay, adjustment, justice. This is the balance between the head and the heart. And I think that this is pretty right on for what we've been talking about. There's like a lot of this like mental activity and this kind of emotional, like we're reassessing our emotions. We're trying to not let our emotions weigh us down too much, but we still have to go through this period of kind of recapitulating, of understanding our emotions, of assessing our emotions and how we feel. And, so there's a balance there between the head and the heart, between all of these emotions and all of our kind of reasonableness and all of our kind of conscious intentions, So I think a big key thing here is balance, right? We don't want to let this isolated period go on too long, but we need it, but we don't need too much of it. Balance, So I think this is a pretty good confirmation. I think it really kind of sums up everything that we've been talking about. It's nothing too crazy or too extreme, but I think it's a really good, it's a balance. It brings all of this reading into balance, because I think we hit on a lot of different aspects of our energy this week. Okay, and that makes me happy. We're going to take a look in the extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link that is right there, and you can have access to all of the extended readings. This was your weekly tarot reading for February 12 through 18 on Dove and Serpent Tarot.